Hi there, my name is John Holden. I graduated from the University of Connecticut in 1992 with a bachelor's degree in ornamental horticulture. In 1993, I started Land Designs Unlimited. I design, install, and maintain landscapes for homeowners in Upper Fairfield County, Connecticut. Today, I'd like to share my passion with you. How you doing today, folks? Today I'd like to go ahead and show you a house in Oxford, Connecticut, where we just finished the landscape design. And this is a nice colonial house, and before I talk too much, let me just flip and show you what the house looked like before. Now, as you can see, the house had these very large arborvitae in front of it. The arborvitae were starting to block the windows. It was full of weeds, and it was definitely time for a makeover. So what we did is we wanted to come in and, give the house a little bit more curb appeal, make it a little more inviting, and in the end, the term I like to use is give the home some distinguished elegance. And I think we really did, meet and exceed our goals here. Now, a lot of the landscapes I show you folks, they've been growing for several years. So this is a good example of what a landscape looks like when it's first installed. And I assure you that even though maybe right now things look a little bit sparse, give them time and they're certainly going to fill in. So now we've moved a little bit closer to the house, and let me flip over and show you the before picture again. And as you can see, there were some arborvitae that were really overtaking the home. It was full of weeds. And I also, as I was doing the install, I realized that there was landscape fabric under the mulch. And this is a great example of why landscape fabric really shouldn't be used under mulch. There's a clump of weeds in the left corner there that when I was removing the fabric, the weed roots it was grass roots, they had actually gone underneath the fabric, and they were using the fabric almost as a way to kind of go farther into the bed. And then the roots would weave in with the fabric so you couldn't get it out. And the other thing that happened was when I started to actually rip out the fabric, you had all this mulch that was decomposed on the top of the fabric, but then once you got underneath it, like the two soils never mixed, so you went to this, it was a decent soil that they have here, a layer of fabric, and then this really humusy, rich, beautiful soil from the mulch breaking down on top of the fabric. Now what we ended up doing in the left corner here is I put this Kusa Dogwood in, and that's going to, what I call, anchor the house. Whenever I have a home with a nice high, corner to it, I want to put an anchoring shrub to kind of bring the house down to scale. So we have that nice Kusa Dogwood there that's going to soften the corner a bit. And then underneath the Kusa, I put some Little Princess Spirea, which are going to give us a late spring, early summer bloom, and then a repeat bloom later in the summer. And then working your way along towards the front door, I have some PJM Rhododendrons, which have a purplish flower, and they're going to give you some color in the spring, and they'll also give you, that nice evergreen backdrop through the summer. And then, we do have some Yarrow to the right there, and I always like to use my perennials to give me some summer color. Not all perennials bloom in the summer, but whenever I want to really punch a landscape and give it some interest, I put in some perennials for that nice summer splash of color. So right there we have some nice yellow Yarrow, low maintenance, drought tolerant, very easy to care for perennial. Now as we're getting closer to the front door, there's this small area right over here which is basically, to me, just calling for a specimen. And let me just go to the before shot again here, and you can see how there really is no distinctive element to call attention to that part of the landscape. And I mean, again, look at how, what we ended up doing was we put this lace leaf Japanese maple over there, and that lace leaf Japanese maple is going to fill in over time, and it's just going to really make this whole corner. You've got that beautiful stone face to the house, you've got the nice curving edge of the sidewalk there, So why not really give it a shrub that's going to just call attention and make it the focal point of the landscape? And the focal point of the landscape is right by the front door as well. Now the other nice thing about this lace leaf Japanese maple is you can see there's a window behind, and by putting the lace leaf, you know, in front of the window, it's got that nice weeping habit, so people will be able to, you know, still see out the window as time goes by. I ended up planting some vinca for a ground cover underneath the lace leaf maple, and then I put a few boxwoods in the backdrop there just to give some evergreen interest. The lace leaf is going to lose all that foliage over the summer, so the boxwoods will be there through the winter to keep things looking nice. And the other thing I want to touch on as you're looking at the red of the lace leaf maple is, as you look at this home, you'll notice that it's a beige color. The stones on the side of the house are beige. The sidewalk does have a little bit of a reddish, it's more of a reddish deep brown color. So when I come to a home like that, I wanted to punch up a little bit more color. I didn't want to go too crazy with the color. I usually base my landscapes on the feel I get for the area and for my clients. So I didn't want to go crazy with color, but I did want to punch it up a bit. And I unified the landscape by using red, the red color of the lace leaf maple. That was my color I used to kind of create interest. So I have a red lace leaf Japanese maple over here. Over by the front of the garage, I put in some Concord barberry with a little bit of red. And then around the other corner as well, I do have a Weigela growing which has red foliage as well. So that's where one thing I wanted to spice up the color a bit, but the other thing I'm doing by working all the reds, different reds through the landscape, is I'm unifying the landscape. There's a little bit of repetition. So it looks like it all belongs, because it's not just a random collection of plants. You've got, you know, red through the landscape. Well, hey folks, thanks a lot for watching today. I hope you enjoyed the tour of the landscape. You know, if you live in Oxford, Newtown, Trumbull, and you need some help with your landscape design, please feel free to give me a call. If you're you know, watching me on YouTube and you'd love to learn some more about landscape design, please subscribe to the channel. And thanks for watching today, folks, and have yourself a wonderful day.